So over and above the actual purchase price of a property, there are a number of other costs associated with buying a new home. And this week's video is going to quickly give you an overview of those costs. So you found the house of your dreams and signed a contract for the purchase. The next step is to find the money to cover the hidden cost of the purchase. So let's go through these now. Okay, so the first item isn't really a hidden cost, as most people are aware that you need a deposit when buying a property. There isn't really a fixed amount that you need to have here, other than to say that the less deposit you have, the more you'll have to borrow, and there'll be limits to how much lenders will lend you. So at least 10% should be considered the minimum. It's possible to pay less, and more for that matter, but the less you pay, the less deposit you have, the less choice you'll get with your loans, and the higher interest rate you're likely to pay. The good thing about the deposit is that it comes directly off the amount that you have to borrow, unlike other costs which add to the amount that you need to come up with. The second major cost is stamp duty. So unfortunately here in South Australia, we pay some of the highest stamp duty in the country, and it's not a trivial amount. On a $300,000 loan, the stamp duty is $11,330. If you don't have at least a 20% deposit, you may also be up for lender's mortgage insurance, and this is a one-off fee. This is a one-off fee that covers the lender in case you default on your loan, and again can run into thousands of dollars. On the same $300,000 loan, if you only have a 10% deposit, the LMI fee would be $8,518. So again, saving more, getting to a 20% deposit would be highly recommended. Next comes government charges such as transfer duty, mortgage registration fee, land transfer fees, and so on if applicable. So using our $300 loan example, these charges in South Australia would add up to around $2,500. So that's the government charges. When you apply for a loan, the lender may also have some charges as well. To cover the time it takes them to set up your loan, they may charge a loan establishment fee. And this can vary quite a bit, so be make sure to make your inquiries before you sign on the dotted line. Another lender fee is a property valuation. So lenders want to know that they're not lending you more money than the property is worth, and so they'll normally ask for a property valuation to be carried out at your borrower's expense, at your expense. Depending on the lender and how much deposit you have, this can often be waived, so again, make sure you shop around to get the best deal here. Don't forget that you'll be required by the lender to take out insurance cover to protect them in the event that the property burns down or something. And finally, you'll need to pay pro rata adjustments for services such as council and water rates. And these figures are charged quarterly in advance, so you'll need to basically refund the portion that the vendor has prepaid but not used. In other words, if you purchase a property halfway through a quarter, you'll need to refund half the council and water rates for that quarter. Over and above these costs, which are the most common ones, there can still be further costs that you may incur, such as a pest inspection to make sure there's no vermin or nasty bodies in the house. Also, you may look at a building inspection to make sure that the property is structurally sound and you're not inheriting some problem. And one final point to make is that you can relieve some of the financial burden if you qualify for a first homeowner grant. If you've never owned a property before, make sure that you look into what subsidies are available, as it can really help you when it comes to owning your first home. I hope this has given you an idea of the cost involved in purchasing. If you've liked this video, please hit the subscribe. I'd love to see you each week as we put out a new video. If you've got any questions, please post them in the comments section below. I look forward to seeing you next week for next week's video, and of course until then, happy house hunting.